The Street Corner Soapbox. The Street Corner Soapbox with Fausto and Willin. Podcast takeover. We're making a killing. Music to nightlife. Debauchery and street news. Serving it hot. We are some street news, movies and mayhem. The craziest guests, words from chaos. Get it off our chest. Rhode Island, worldwide, dark corners in all places. Speak how we live, radio show, smoking aces. Ladies and gents, for the people we're talking. Take the show on the road, right where you're walking. Yeah.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Street Corner Soapbox Podcast coming to you live. That's right, boys and girls. We are back. Our monthly fucking recap. It's been a long 2 months. We've made a lot of headway. I'm here with my brother, Lord Willin.
What do you hear? What do you say?
The famous worlds of Paulie Walnuts.
Paulie Gualtieri, one of the best characters in television history, along with Tony Soprano.
Yeah, I agree.
And so, for those that don't know, during the pandemic, Rob here has basically had The Sopranos on a constant loop.
Still did.
24/7.
I watched season 3 University today.
He knows the whole show by heart, front to back.
Pine Barrens also season 3.
I'm on. I just finished season 4 because from seeing random sporadic episodes when I come over here, I was like, all right, I'm gonna start from the beginning again. And then also, I've been listening to the Talking Sopranos podcast.
I also watched,
which is dope, man.
Talking Sopranos. Shout out to
Steve.
I can't say
Steven Sciarippa, Michael Imperioli. It's a really good podcast.
Yeah, if you like The Sopranos, it's definitely good.
Check it out.
A good
My
podcast.
pal Louis Lombardi was on there a couple weeks ago.
Shout out to
Louis. We're gonna have him on once we get the Bluetooth working. He has a new food company that he's pushing, Lombardi's Foods. And he's a
Maybe
veteran.
He'll hire me, I can cook.
Veteran actor. What's that?
Maybe he'll hire me, I can cook.
Yeah, man. Who knows, bro? One thing I want to plug too is our Patreon. Patreon.com/streetcorner_soapbox2020. Join the Patreon and you'll be receiving exclusive content. Bonus episodes and all kinds of shit. It helps support the show. $5 a month. You could do 10, I think, and 20.
For 1,000, you can just send me.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to just send us money,
if
but
you want a sponsorship, you can do that. But yeah, so pretty much Patreon's just a site to get you more known, push it out there.
Yes.
And then every episode that we have been filming now, we are
soon.
Well, we already did, but
we haven't filmed any episodes yet.
Yeah, we just did one yesterday.
Yeah, but you're saying, filmed as in video.
Recorded.
Okay, well, filmed would be video.
See what I
Come on, guy. So yeah, we've transitioned into a new studio too. It's still in a work in progress, but we got a little new location over here in the Falso residence out in who knows where.
Man, I like it better in here.
Who knows where, Rhode Island, USA.
I think the bricks are fitting.
No, I like it, man. I got a 70s, 60s, 1960s or 50s or 70s throwback style. I definitely dig it.
I like it with the fake.
Once we decorate it, it'll be like it'll be comparable to Rogan's new studio, I think.
Old studio.
You don't like the new one?
No, it's like you're inside of a womb.
Maybe that's the point. It's like a rebirth. When you watch it, I don't know.
I don't know either.
The rebirth of your soul. You go down the DMT rabbit hole, and then
that was the last episode.
Yeah, we talked about the psychedelics, but I think people like listening to that.
Yeah, they think people just like listening to me talk fucking
about psychedelics
nonsense. Yeah,
it's not really nonsense. It's actually universal truth.
I'm actually smoking out of a pipe right now.
Speaking of truth, let me shout out my brother Big Truth, man. Chopperhead Custom Cycles, Atomic Inc. He has his own podcast, Big Truth Podcast. We will be having him on very soon.
Shout out to Truth, man. Thank you.
He's an OG. Yeah, he's a good, one of my brothers. He's been in the game for a long time. Choppers, music, all kinds of stuff. So shout out to him. I just got to give him some props. Shout out also to my brother Dan Tantillo.
Yeah, shout out
who did our logo. He's a great tattoo artist, an artist in general. He's over at Atomic Ink in Swansea. If you're looking to get inked up, go see Dan Tantillo. If you need artwork, paintings, drawings,
logos,
digital cover art,
the kid's fire.
Yeah, go see Dan Tantillo. You can check him on Instagram. I believe it's Dan_tattoo357. That's his business page. Like I said, if you need artwork of any kind, get at Dan.
Yeah, and he ripped. I mean, our logo. He literally. I told Chris, I was like, we got to get something, another logo to push out there. And fucking, I was like, reach out to Danny, and dude, it was like hours.
Yeah, he killed it.
Fucking nailed it.
No, he's a great artist, and a great dude. So support your local artist, as we always say. So yeah, we're gonna recap the last 3 episodes we've done with the last 3 guests. We had my boy, good dude, Slippery Pete, professional MMA fighter.
Barrett,
right.
doing his thing.
Yeah, man. Fighting out of Sityodtong, Boston, where I also train. Shout out to Crew Mark and all the crews and coaches there. For those that don't know, crew basically means teacher in Thai.
We're going to have Mark on, too.
Yeah, actually. Crew Mark will definitely come on soon as well. Maybe we'll do that one live from the gym. That'll be dope.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're looking to get into Muay Thai, it's probably, he's definitely the guy, and that's definitely the top school in the area. So we had Slippery Pete on, and he just basically, told us about his career in the cage. He recently made his UFC debut. He didn't get the W, but it was a tough fight, and he didn't give up. It went the distance, and he fought a very good opponent who hit him with this crazy, unbelievable kick. I don't know if you've seen it, but I'll show it to you if you haven't.
You might have shown.
I think I sent it. Yeah, Jamie. But yeah, man. But Pete's a tough fighter, man. He's a brawler, and he's been grinding it out, man, for the last 10 years on the local MMA scene, like Cage Titans. Let me save that. Cage Titans, and now he's made it to the UFC. And I'm proud of the guy, man.
Hold on, pause.
Yeah, so he's been grinding it out in Cage Titans, and he got his shot at the UFC, won that Contender Series fight, and then he had his professional debut in the UFC, and like I just said, he didn't get the W, but he's in there, man, and I know he's going to get another chance, and I'm confident that he'll get the W. So shout out to Slippery Peter Barrett, man. Much love, bro. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, Peter, it was good to meet you. Appreciate it. Also,
Definitely.
dope-ass merchandise. He's
a smart dude, man. He knows marketing. He went to school for marketing, as he said on the episode. So he's not only a good fighter, but he's also good at marketing, and that's something you have to be when you're trying to brand yourself and put yourself out there, because fighting is a business now. It's a big business, too, just like everything else. So you got to have...
Like podcasting.
Right. No, absolutely, man. It's key. In any business venture you do.
Nah, he's a wicked humble kid, too. Yeah. Like I said, I didn't know him prior, but Chrissy did.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely, I appreciate him coming on the show.
Yeah, man.
Great kid.
For sure.
And he's going to get that fucking win.
I think so. He's definitely going to do well. Continue to do well. And then we had
next
our friend... author, longtime journalist, music journalist, true crime author and journalist.
Starting a podcast on true crime.
That's true. Dave Wedge.
David motherfucking Wedge.
Hailing from Brockton, Massachusetts, / Boston. Really good guy. Has been doing it for 20-something years.
Yeah, literally. I mean, fucking, that was a dope-ass show.
Yeah, it was really good. We got a really good insight into the world of journalism and writing books. He brought us Hunting Whitey. Yeah, Hunting Whitey.
He brought
the Tom Brady book, the Deflategate.
Redemption.
Yeah.
Fighting for My Redemption.
I think it's about the Deflategate debacle.
And the stories fucking David had were fucking nuts.
Oh, amazing!
Not many people get to say they smoked a blunt with fucking Biggie.
Yeah, that's. Listen, if you haven't heard that episode, the story that he told about meeting Biggie back in '96 or something like that in Providence.
It was right when whatchamacallit came out.
Ready to Die. It was right around the time Ready to Die came out.
What was it, 05, 04, 05?
What? 05, 04.
It was 05.
You just smoked. I know you just smoked.
No, I just hit.
Ready to Die, definitely.
Was it in 06?
Ready to Die?
Well, if they want to know, they can listen to the episode and find out.
Ready to Die, you mean 96?
90. Oh, yeah, 96. You know I just smoked.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the influence of marijuana.
And we're live.
No, but yeah. So for the story about meeting Biggie, that's worth listening to alone. And he said that's the first time that he's told that story on air. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we got an exclusive story. That was really cool. And then he talked about his career as a journalist. He worked for the
Boston Globe,
the Herald. Yeah, the Herald. And he did work for some local papers, smaller operations.
He covered fucking crazy stories, like that devil worshiper group.
Yeah, the cult. I don't know if they were. No, they weren't satanic. They were like extreme Christians.
Yeah, some
like on some David Koresh type shit.
Yeah, man, he had some fucking. I mean, even that line of work, I didn't
investigative journalism.
Yeah, I thought it was like. Not like I thought it was cool, but
it is a cool job though.
After seeing and talking to him and like hearing his story, man, it's fucking just fucking crazy.
Yeah,
and I mean, you can get yourself into a bunch of shit.
Yeah, and he's met a lot of other famous musicians.
He did Ozzy.
Ozzy. He did Lemmy from Motorhead. Rest in peace. Bushwick Bill from the Ghetto Boys. Rest in peace. Who?
He had good stories.
Right? Oh yeah.
That is definitely.
I can't think of them all right now, but listen to the episode. You'll get the full scoop. I started reading the book, the Hunting Whitey book.
I read the last quarter of the book just because.
You started at the end.
That's when they were talking about the Mardi Gras.
Oh yeah. Right. But I started reading it. Very good book. Let me say that.
Also did Patriot Day.
Oh, that's right.
We watched it actually that night.
Well,
he wrote
the book about the book about the Boston Marathon bombing was turned into a movie, Patriots Day, with Mark Wahlberg. Part of it was, I guess, it was that and something else.
90% of it.
Well, I read up on it, and they said that the movie took inspiration from the book and then something else. Yeah.
Either way, it's a great movie, regardless if you're from this fucking area like New England.
Yeah, no, it was really good.
It was better than I thought it was.
Really well done, and it was accurate too. I had actually asked Dave. I said,
Chris was texting him the whole movie. Yeah. The whole movie.
I said, how accurate is it? And he goes, probably about 90%. So, and I didn't know the shootouts that they had with the Watertown cops.
Bombs in the goddamn
I didn't know that. I didn't know all that happened, dude. I know there was a shootout, but I didn't know it was that crazy.
The only thing I seen on the news was the kid from the cameras in the sky. Yeah. The fucking kid in the.
Oh, there's a ghost in the building. What was that? Either a ferret or a ghost.
Wait, well, when I say we're live, we're fucking live, dude. But I don't know what the hell that was. But I know the kid that was in the back of the boat when they fucking pretty much fragged.
Yeah.
Not fragged. I don't know if that was the right word, but tore the shit up.
Yeah. Well, I just didn't know that.
And they also did a good job, portraying the people how they actually looked. And they do an after, when the credits roll, they show you extra shit about the real survivors and real people that were dealt, the first responders and stuff. And they did a fucking great job. So if you haven't seen it, Patriot Day, seen it.
Yeah, and what I was going to say too was, so I've been reading the Hunting Whitey book, and it's good because it actually gives you in-depth and inside information about. It's not about there's a million books about Whitey Bulger, and most of them cover his time coming up in Boston as a criminal and running the show, running the streets. This is when he leaves, escapes, and then his time as a fugitive up until when he was killed in jail not that long ago. So I haven't gotten that far yet, but so far it's very interesting because it's a whole different perspective. These guys dug up a lot of information about Whitey's life as a fugitive, and
70 letters from him corresponding with the Native American guy.
Yeah, man. They got
with the art and fucking.
They stumbled upon a treasure trove, I think, of information.
To Alcatraz.
Yeah, man.
His days in Alcatraz when he had his buddy there.
Yeah,
and then he got
the Indian guy.
Native American art and.
Yeah, man. Definitely worth checking that book out, and check out all the books that they've done. I think they've done 5, and they have another one coming out about John Lennon, about his murder, assassination. That should be interesting as well. So definitely great authors and journalists. And his partner is also an author. They have the Fort. What's the name of the company? Fort Point
Media.
Yeah, that's what it is. So check that out. Shout out to Dave Wedge. He's He's all over the place, and he has a lot of projects that he's working on and developing. Like you said, he has a podcast,
and they're on fire. His partner, by the way, if you guys want to look it up, Casey Sherman. That's his.
Casey Sherman. That's his partner at Fort Point Media, right? That's what it is.
Fort Point Media.
Yeah. So definitely check them out. And then the last episode that we did, a very, very interesting one, was with our pal, our friend. He now goes by Vagabond Rob. And this Rob Falso, has had a little trouble with that word. He's like, what the fuck is a vagabond?
Like Vagabond Rob. What is that? But Vagabond pretty much is
Vagabond.
Like a gypsy, not calling yourselves a gypsy.
Yeah, it's another word for a gypsy, a traveler, a wanderer.
Yeah, he has actually a fucking wicked good story. He left here in June in Rhode Island, and he literally sold his stuff and packed up all of his shit, left some stuff in storage, and has been on the road. I mean, for the last fucking June, what's that? Fucking 6 months?
Almost.
Months, you know what I mean?
Well, we're about to be October, so he left June, so June, July.
He's been along.
August. Yeah, about almost 5 months he's been on the road.
And like with fucking nothing. Bunker Biker is a place that he supports. It's
like a community of bikers that they look out for each other. I
think a lot of them are post-military.
Yep. Vets.
Yeah, vets, and they, I'm leaving Rhode Island or wherever, Mass. I'm gonna drive to fucking Ohio, and let me just look up. I'll go on the app and see who's gonna offer housing, or people offer RVs or a place to stay. He has fucking some crazy stories, and he came a long way, and he's found himself in the midst of getting lost.
Yeah, it's a very interesting story.
His story is very real.
Yeah, and I mean, he's basically out there, man. It's just him and his bike and, a backpack, and he's fucking toughing it out on the road, man. I give him a lot of respect. Not a lot of people would have the balls to do that, even if they really wanted to.
And sometimes you think about that too, like, I can say, okay, thinking by myself, whatever, fucking smoke, obviously. Be like, oh, I would just like to get on the bike and fucking just go, dude.
Yeah.
Like, just fucking just take a backpack and just go. You talk about it, you fantasize about it, but this motherfucker did it.
Is doing it.
He fucking he did it. And he's still alive. Fucking did it. And he brought us some great petrified wood.
Yeah, he gave us this petrified wood.
Some fossils we got over here.
Some fossils. I don't know. How old do you think those things are? At least hundreds, a couple hundred years.
Yeah, they're fucking cool looking.
Yeah, man.
They are fucking dope looking.
And he has some crazy stories that he told.
Yeah, that's literally a fucking tree.
Yeah, that's a tree. I'm not too familiar with petrified wood. Like, I've heard, I know what it is.
It's like a fossil.
Yeah,
it's fucking old as shit.
Yeah.
From Arizona, I think he said.
Okay. Yeah, he's been as far as he's been out to South Dakota. He went up there for Sturgis.
Yeah, Sturgis.
And I think he went down to Colorado, New Mexico. He hasn't gone all the way west yet, but he's going to be going back out in a couple weeks. He came back to Rhode Island to do some things, and then he's going to head back out on the road.
That DJ passed away.
Yeah.
So he came down here for the festival ceremony of life.
Yep. And then he's heading back out. So we'll probably have him on again when he makes a return. And actually, we might have him do some like call-in stuff once we get the proper setup for that.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night in the episode. Or actually, that wasn't even in the episode, was it? Oh, yeah, it was.
It was. Yeah,
but so pretty much we're going to have him, be like the guy in the road, like bring that up.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Vagabond
check-ins with Vagabond
Val,
Rob.
actually.
Vagabond
after him singing karaoke, and his karaoke video will be on the Pantheon site.
Yeah, we're gonna be putting Patreon, not Pantheon.
Whatever.
Pantheon's like a religious thing.
Yeah, when they sponsor us, I'll say the name correctly.
Well, they are technically right now, but subscribe to the Patreon. He got me saying it all fucked up now in my head. Pantheon. Patreon, but so we'll be putting that content. We ended up going out to JW's in West Warwick, Rhode Island.
Shout out to J-Dubs.
Getting some food, some post podcast dinner, and
Chris loves scallion pancakes.
Yo, listen, this place. Let me say this right now. This place, they make their pizza with if you're familiar with scallion pancakes from like Chinese places, that's what they use for like their pizza crust, and they have this pizza with That and they put kielbasa on it and scallions, and it's fucking amazing. And I love kielbasa. I'm Polish, so it runs in my blood. That pizza is really good. So shout out to JW's, man. If you're in this neck of the woods, make sure you go to JW's, and they got really good food there. And if you want to do karaoke, they're always doing karaoke, right?
I think every night except Sunday.
Yeah, so definitely a cool spot, and they're doing pretty well. It seems like, despite COVID and everything. So, if you're looking for a good time, get out of the house, go over there.
Oh yeah, and they're open late too.
Yeah, they're open. What time's the kitchen open till?
Shit, I mean they close at 12.
I think it's 11:30 or midnight, something like that.
12:30 today. Karaoke every day but Sunday.
Yeah.
That's in Coventry, Rhode Island.
Oh, that's Coventry, not West
Coventry.
Warwick.
Washington Street.
It's right on the line.
Yeah, right. Literally, like it's probably spit over the fucking parking lot and hit West Warwick. 433 Washington Street, Coventry, Rhode Island. That's JW's Pub. My brother Jay, he does great. Fucking probably the best score. It's like old school Scorpion Bowls, like the ones that you can have like one. And it's
man, I got some stories about Scorpion Bowls. I had one night. I was with some friends, and I probably inhaled like. I had one myself, I think, and then they couldn't finish theirs, so I drank everyone else's Scorpion Bowl, and the rest of the night was fucking blackout, fucking blurred, dude.
You woke up at like a J-Woo party.
I did some pretty crazy shit that night, but yeah, man, definitely a good spot.
JW's awesome. House of Woo. So
right, that's the original spot, right?
Original, it was his parents, I believe, and then he opened this one. It's cool. He does good up there. I mean, we eat there probably like once a week.
Yeah,
once every other week.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, they're good. Open late. So shout out to Jay.
Yeah, man.
And anyway, back to Rob.
Yeah.
So this psychopath has been driving around the goddamn country. I think 28 or 4 states. 28 or 4, I forget.
What is it?
How many states did he go through? And he left in June.
I think he said 28. I think he's been through 28 states on his first trip. And the thing is, he's not from Rhode Island. I didn't know that. I didn't even know that. He's originally from New Orleans, which is a cool city, man.
Yeah, I met him through a bunch of different scenarios. Stuttering prick. Yeah, so I met him a bunch of different ways, but he was my UPS driver actually. And he needed a place to stay, so I let him stay, and he had some losses in his life and went through the ringer, and fucking he ended up deciding to take this journey, and I couldn't be happy for him because you can tell he's definitely embraces it.
Everything happens for a reason. Absolutely. It's cliche, but I believe it to be true, and he's living his dream. He's kind of defying what the typical stereotype is of the American dream. This is his American dream.
Yeah, and he's not like a biker, like a fucking more like people stereotype shit. So he's not like.
Well, he's kind of looking like one now.
He looks like he looks homeless.
When I first met him. Right now, he's looking like a straight up fucking biker to the core. Yeah. Now he
got rings now.
Yeah, he got he's been collecting them. He said on his journey,
and he got stories from each one, which is awesome.
His beard's fucking growing out. He definitely looking the part. Man, walking around with the fucking chaps on.
Yeah. But he's like a
good guy.
Yeah, well, he's great. He's the best. He'll give that vest to you in 2 seconds.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Vagabond Rob. He's on social media as Vagabond Rob, so look him up.
Yeah, we convinced him to start a podcast so you can look him up.
Yeah.
And his Instagram and stuff like that. He's going to do one about like with his journey and like keep it concurrent.
Yeah, he's been taking a lot of pictures of his travels.
Yeah, that's why I said he couldn't ride with a biker club because he stops every 60 miles.
Yeah. yeah. So yeah, man. So those are three good episodes. I think everyone will enjoy them if they haven't heard them yet.
Yeah, for sure.
And what else is going on in the world?
Oh my God, the debate's tonight.
Oh yeah, the debate. Yeah, it's on soon. It's on like a half an hour.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I don't know if we want to go down the political.
No, I am not going.
Rabbit hole.
I'm not gonna go down the political because people. I don't know. That's where I'm just done.
Well, the thing is, you can't win. The two things you can't win with, obviously, as we know.
I can't say nothing about either one of them.
It's politics and religion. You're not going to win.
My mom said if I have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing.
That's true.
I don't always practice.
I will just say this. I'm independent. I'm an independent thinker, and that's where I stand with politics as well. So there you go. Maybe one day we'll delve into this subject a little more, and there's dust flying off the fan right there.
I wasn't sure if you caught that. What the fuck is that?
So, yeah, man, you know, it is what it is. We don't want to go too crazy on that, but...
I'm not talking about it, but I do want to watch it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely would be interesting.
It's going to be on the TV for the next, 12 days.
So yeah, I'm sure.
I just wanted to see the comments.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, we took a little break to watch the presidential debate 2020.
What a circus.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys watched it or not. We were saying we weren't going to talk about politics, but we'll just talk about the circus like he said that it is. It is crazy. I've never heard somebody actually say shut up on a debate, which is amazing. Or talk about cocaine use.
Yeah, that was interesting. When Biden said... my son had drug problems like many of you at home.
I was like, whoa, dude. Alcoholics. Yeah, real fucking sharp.
Well, he's not necessarily lying, but...
No, neither one of them. It's just, it's fun to watch. I mean, this is the best one that I've ever seen.
Yeah, definitely the most entertaining.
Yeah, entertainment value. That's why we kind of took a little break and came back. But, yeah, man. Fucking, who the fuck knows what's going to happen. But...
I don't know. Like I said earlier, I'm an independent thinker, independent politically. So to me, it's just two sides of the same coin. That's where I'm at. That's where I've been at, and that's probably where I'll stay.
Yeah, it's just we can't wait for. I
couldn't tell you who I'd want to vote for. To be honest,
out of the two,
I know a lot of people are going to lean towards Trump out of the two, and I can see why. I think Trump's sharper. Obviously, than Biden.
He can form sentences.
Yeah, I think they both said things that I resonated with, and they brought up points that kind of stumped the other one. But do you really trust either one of them? That's the question you got to ask yourself. I don't know. The people out there. I personally don't have much faith in politicians in general. So. It's hard for me to choose, but I know you're more geared towards Trump.
I just like that he's not a politician.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he's a straight up businessman, and his concern is getting the economy going again, which is something that we do need. He's focused on.
I mean, I work in a Democratic state. I work in Massachusetts. Yeah. I still really am not. I'm back to work, but not by any sense of the means. You know what I mean? Totally reformed and different, and not even.
And I think Rhode Island's a Democratic state as well. I mean.
Yeah, and they just opened. I mean, my business this week. The club's opened again. Foxy, Desires, and Cadillac, I believe.
All of them are open now?
I said Foxy, Desires, and Cadillac.
Well, I know Desire was open. I didn't know the other two were open.
Yeah, because Desires has a kitchen upstairs.
But the thing is, listen, the service industry, the nightlife industry, the adult entertainment industry has been fucked since probably the most out of anything. And it's probably going to be the last thing to return to any level of normalcy. And... no one can say when that's going to be.
No. I mean, we'll find out. Hopefully it is political and it'll.
Well, I know you've been saying you think it, after the election. I don't know, because this COVID thing has been such a fucking roller coaster. I can't call it.
Yeah, everything politically right now is not even now, for the last 6 months is totally fucking. I mean, I couldn't even tell you what I would expect next, because they've thrown everything at society.
It's my thing with the COVID situation and even the politics is it's constantly changing. I mean, let me speak specifically about the COVID thing. It's every couple days, every week. It's something different than what they had previously said. So it's very hard to pinpoint what's going to happen.
Being in the industry, a bar business in Massachusetts, which is a Democratic state, and we go back and forth with lawyers and the Liquor Commission, ABCC and stuff, and they don't even give us really nobody gives us a real answer to what we should or shouldn't be doing. I mean, they give you it's
there's guidelines.
Yeah, but that's all. Unfortunately,
I mean, I was working in Massachusetts too, in the same business.
That's all that there is guidelines. No one actually has came down and said, listen, we were talking about this week and said, why don't you send someone down here so we can say what can and we cannot do, so we don't get violations or stuff like that. I mean, because if you just go by just going to court to appeal your violation or whatever, there's no one actually comes out and says, okay, this is okay, this isn't okay, this is okay. You just need it very black and white, and unfortunately, it's all gray. Even from the people that work for the state that come out on site and cite the violations, they don't really even fucking know.
Well, that's the thing. If they don't know, how can they give you direction?
Yeah, it's. Still to this day, we don't really know 100%. Do we need the chain? Do we have to have a stanchion up? Do we have to have the plexiglass? So they have to come around the bar? Can they serve drinks across the bar? Or do you have to have so much?
We've seen
there's so much.
We've seen the plexiglass on the bar.
Yeah,
we've seen that they're not allowed to serve drinks across the bar. So that's that's been implemented.
Every state's different too.
Definitely.
Rhode Island. That's where we live in Rhode Island, obviously, and we've been open for a while, and at least open enough to go out. But you'd have to say, okay, we're going to dinner. I have 4 people in my party. Here's my name. Here's my number.
You have to make a reservation.
Yeah, exactly.
I think, but here's my question too with the businesses, with that business especially, is are things going to get worse once the weather gets cold, once the flu season hits? Because a lot of these places that have stayed in business and have done okay have outdoor seating, outdoor dining. They're on the water.
They're going to go down. I mean,
I was downtown this past summer, downtown in the city, and it was completely dead. It was a ghost town. And this was like a Friday or a Saturday night. You had Federal Hill, which they shut the street, part of Atwell's, they shut it down and allowed the places to bring the tables out into the street.
How they have during the feast.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a great idea.
Which is a great idea.
Anyway.
Yeah, but when it's cold,
all that's out.
Who's going to want to sit out there? I mean, you can get space heaters and stuff like that, but that's not going to work for a lot of people. That's going to work for a small group.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to have to keep practicing social distancing and make residents. I'm not really too much worried about Rhode Island because Rhode Island's kind of been ahead of the curve, and I fucking hate Gina. But I mean, they did stall enough.
What don't you like about Gina, our governor, Gina Raimondo?
I don't get. We've talked enough politics, I think.
Well, you brought it up.
Yeah, I don't know. She's just, it is what it is. It's Gina.
I mean, some people have said she did a pretty good job with the COVID situation.
I think with the COVID thing, they definitely did good. But her as a whole, meh.
Yeah, I mean, pre-COVID, I know she didn't have a lot of fans. I mean, for me, I don't pay much attention to local politics, so it's hard for me to really speak on what I think about her or anybody else. I couldn't even. I mean, I'm from Providence. I couldn't even really tell you much about the mayor of Providence, or whoever. I don't. Like I said, I'm not someone who puts much faith into politicians in general. I think.
Anyway, we're done with politics. Next, religion.
Well, yeah, no. But the reason we brought it up is because it's the hot topic right now.
Literally,
we just had the presidential debates.
We just shut it off. Just watched it.
Yeah, we were debating on whether or not to bring it up, but it is something that is very relevant.
Very current right now.
The presidential election's coming up, and this country is in a strange place. It's with COVID, with the political tensions, with the all the things that have gone on, the rioting and stuff, and a lot of people are down and out. Some people are positive, some people are in the middle, and some people are still doing well.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I strive for that, despite the bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, without COVID, we would have been doing this shit right now. So.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, someone pointed out to me a couple times is that COVID has given some people a bit of a reset to, take a step back, take a break, and figure out different things.
I'm gonna give you a prime example. Talking about kind of what you're talking about. About being more mind open and about thinking of things differently, right?
Yeah.
So, like, for example, we live in New England. Everybody knows that we only get a couple months of the year where it's actually good enough to be outside.
Yep.
A lot of these places and bars and restaurants that we both go to, they didn't have outdoor dining. But now, most of them do, because at one point, when they locked down inside, you could only be outside. So people did get creative and blocked off parking lots and set up tables and have outdoor dining and stuff, which is way better, because everybody wants to. But we're from New England. I mean, I want to be outside. No, you don't get up till fucking who knows what time the sun goes down.
Oh, I've been outside a lot, though.
But, and that's good. Like, even the cigar bar, Hill and Harbor, or Harbor and Hill.
I think it's Hill and Harbor.
Hill and Harbor, yeah. Well, shout out to Hill and Harbor. My buddy Johnny's over there. And they didn't have any outdoor. And then now the whole back parking lot is set up appropriately. And it's better, and it's nicer to be outside, because we can't, we only get certain, it's not like we're in Florida where any day I can fucking go get lunch out of the patio.
Right. Well, these places had to adapt to the situation.
Exactly. And that's what you're talking about, getting more creative and
thinking
outside the box.
And I think, too, just in general, man, for me personally, I'm not going to go into a whole thing about it, but, I've spent a lot more time outside the last 6 months than...
That's because you just started to run.
Well, that's what it is. I mean, here's the thing, right? No, this is a relevant topic. Gym shut down, you know what I'm saying? So, basically, if you wanted to continue to work out, what do? You go outside. You know what I'm saying? You might set up a makeshift gym in your garage.
I've never done cardio before COVID, so...
Yeah, I know. I forced you to do cardio. But, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't a big runner, but I said, fuck it, man. How am I going to get my cardio right now? Because all the gyms are shut down, whether it's for weights or for martial arts training, which is usually how I got my cardio before. What am I going to do? I said, fuck it. I'm going to start running. And I discovered all these different places, these bike paths and things like that around the state that I didn't even know about, and I thought were pretty fucking cool. And
all the bike paths are
awesome. Man, we did a 20-mile me and him did a 20-mile fucking bike ride. I think that was back in May or June.
Yeah, dude.
Out in Lincoln over there, the Blackstone Valley bike path. Everyone should check that out. That's a cool spot.
Yeah, all the paths around are good.
We have a lot of good shit like that around here.
Yeah, a lot.
And even the one over, in Coventry's good.
Yeah, what's cool about them is I don't know the city planner, I don't know really who designed these bike paths, but they seem to go one route where it's nice visually, like by water or whatever, and they have actually places that you can pull over. You can little Mom and Pop's restaurant. You have ice cream parlors. You have stuff like that. You can pull off. And,
East Bay, right? That East Bay.
Yeah, East Bay has
East Bay is very nice. That's one of my favorite ones.
There was we went to a gas station.
In fucking Woonsocket.
and then there was there's more in Coventry. They have little diners and stuff. They cater to this paths that go out and picnic tables and stuff. There's actually a little pitch and putt place actually in the one going to Woonsocket.
Yeah, well that one goes all the way to Worcester. You can go all the way to Worcester on that one, which I was like, yo, let's do it. But it was already
put on headphones and just.
It was already 5:30 in the afternoon, but. Yeah, man, and then there's actually one in Pawtucket I found that goes through Slater Park. That's a nice one. I found a bunch of them, man, and so that was one positive that I've taken out of.
You and me both. iTrails is a good hiking.
Yeah, that's a good app.
Path
too.
iTrails.
And you were riding your bike for a while before it broke.
Well, all of them broke. Dude.
He has 6 bikes.
Not anymore. But yeah, I got 2. They both of them are all fucked up.
But yeah, man. You have to adapt and overcome.
My pedal fell off. We were 2 miles out. And
I remember.
Fell off.
Yeah, that's the first attempt that we made over there.
Yeah, that's usually how things work.
Yeah,
to discourage me even more from doing something positive.
But again, too, the other thing is we were able to focus on this podcast, getting this off the ground, and I've been focusing a lot on music and focusing on some acting and film stuff, and it has given us time and to concentrate on other things. Money's been tight for a lot of people, which, I mean, you had that 600, which actually helped a lot of people, but now since they've cut that, people are kind of,
it's kind of like
back in a tight spot. The reason why
we started doing this, like we said before, is I think the last recap was because it's a good time for people that, even if we are going to start opening up and stuff, the states and more so, and people, restaurants. I mean, even in Massachusetts, they did open up a little bit more this week. Where we're allowing bar seating and stuff like that.
What's the bar? Is there restrictions?
Yeah, there's still restrictions.
Yeah.
You can have, I think it's, don't quote me on it, but it's like 10 people per table. And
At the bar?
Yeah, but then you got to separate that one. If they're in one party, then you got to get 6 feet apart. So how our bar is set up.
Well, Rhode Island was doing that.
Yeah. I mean, Rhode Island's fine with it. I mean, I haven't been sick, and I've been fucking everywhere, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
quarantined, for anyone listening, I have.
I mean, I haven't. The farthest I've traveled out of New England during this whole thing is New York, which, I mean,
and New York was a hot spot.
New York was a huge hot spot. I know people that got sick and someone who passed away in New York. So, like, man, I can't tell you where this thing came from. I don't even want to get into that.
China.
Yeah, the China virus, as Trump called it. I know it came from China, but I mean, I don't know if it was from the bats. Is it man-made? I don't know.
Who the fuck knows?
Exactly. But I think, it's real. Has it been manipulated? That's the question.
And with no answer.
Right, with no answer. Is it, that's the $1 million, $1 trillion question is has it been manipulated? Has the numbers been inflated? A lot of people seem to think so. So it's, man, it's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope down a hole that you might not want to even travel through because I don't know. You might never get an answer. You might just be running in circles.
Yeah, we play it day by day. We've been doing it the last fucking 6 months.
I know. So. It's strange, man, that this has been going on for almost 7 now.
Yeah, when you look at it from if you look at it from a different perspective, not that we're actually living it, and if say it was just like a movie you saw, it was like, yo, this movie's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's been kind of like a fucking movie.
Yeah, dude, they pull every murder hornets and fucking.
Oh man, yeah.
I mean, literally everything. But I mean, so. I don't know. I feel like we're just going to have to wait and see about the whole fucking political aspect of everything. But as far as our guest, man, anybody want to get on, email us.
Yeah, absolutely.
StreetCornerSoapbox@gmail.com. Website is all our contact information there.
StreetCornerSoapbox.com. Patreon.com/StreetCorner_Soapbox2020. Subscribe to the Patreon. Become a member. Support the show. You're going to get a lot of bonus content and bonus episodes. We're working on all that right now, so we appreciate the support there. Follow us on Instagram, Street. It's Street. What's the Instagram? Is it all underscores?
I think Street_Soapbox_.
Yeah, just look up Street Corner Soapbox on Instagram. I know there's underscores in there. Follow us on Instagram. Like us on Facebook. We have a non-functional Twitter, which maybe if we get famous, we'll start to use. Trump.
I don't know. We can't say that. But, so, thank you guys for all your support. We're going to have a bunch of new people coming on, man. Check out David Wedge. We got Peter Barrett, our last episodes. Rob G.
Vagabond
Rob. He's been supporting us a lot.
Yeah, big shout out to him. He's definitely a big supporter, aside from being a guest.
Yeah, exactly, man. Anybody, any insight, anything you want us to talk about on our recaps or questions you have for us, even, you can email us, streetcornersoapbox@gmail.com.
Yeah, buddy.
And that's our motherfucking recap.
Yes, sir. Everyone be safe out there. And until next time.
Wash your hands, wash your ass.
Wash your hands, wash your ass. Peace.